Hi, I'm Nini, and today I'm here with Tastemade, celebrating the release of Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make bún bò Huế, a Vietnamese beef noodle soup, lots of aromatics, and different types of meat. So in the movie, Raya and her dad makes a dish with lemongrass, chilies, and shrimp paste, which are all ingredients that are included in this recipe, and that's where I got my inspiration from. Bún bò Huế literally translates to bún meaning noodle, bò meaning beef, and Huế is actually the city it comes from. I have oxtail, boneless beef shanks, and pork ham hocks. And I'm gonna put all of these right into my pot, cover the meat with water. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil. It's gonna get really foamy. We're gonna clean the bones off. We're gonna return it back into the pot with fresh water to build our broth. So here I have some lemongrass, and so I usually use a little pestle just so that you crush it so all the oils get released. And you can just immediately smell this like very citrus and grassy notes. We want to fish it out later, and so to make it a little bit easier, we're going to tie it up with some twine, just like that. In here, I have my cleaned bones with fresh water, and this is going to be the base of our broth. A whole pineapple, an onion, some lime leaves. This is a dish that my dad always makes, and he makes the best version. I have some sugar here, and now I'm adding salt. We're gonna put in our fish sauce. It is the key component or ingredient to Vietnamese cuisine. So we're gonna let this simmer for about 2 hours.
Our world is divided, and to fix it, I must find the last dragon. Note to self, don't die.
From the studio that brought you Frozen.
Hold on!
My girl Raya and I are gonna fix the world.
I wish to join this fellowship of butt-kickery.
Bring on the heat!
Raya and the Last Dragon. Rated PG in theaters or order it on Disney Plus with Premier Access March 5th.
Oh, my friend Joanne's calling.
Hey!
I'm cooking. I'm making bún bò Huế.
Oh, I just watched the movie and I definitely want to talk about it, but what are you making?
Bún bò Huế, it's a Vietnamese beef noodle dish with like lemongrass, a little bit of pineapple. That's my secret ingredient. But let's talk about the movie. Didn't you love it?
Goodness, I loved it. It was such a feel-good movie. Everything about it.
It looked like Southeast Asia. From the like rice patties to the like fruits that they were eating to the boats. I just love how it connects to like, I feel like my heritage. In the beginning with her dad and him teaching her lessons, it just reminded me so much of like my dad, and it made me really miss him after watching the movie.
Same. Growing up, I always, our fathers, whatever they say, we listen, and we're always like looking for advice. And I just love that, that was same with her. Like everything he said, meant so much to her.
It was sweet and funny and exciting and action-packed, and I just can't wait for everyone to see it.
Me too. Such a feel-good movie. I'm so excited for the world to see it.
Well, I'm gonna let you go because I have to finish cooking this soup.
I can't wait to try it one day soon.
Okay, bye.
Later. Bye.
At about the halfway point when you know your meat is tender, you're gonna wanna pull out all of that beef shank and the ham hocks. Though we want them to be very tender, we want them to stay whole. So I'm gonna set this down and I'm gonna let this continue to cook for another hour. There's always like a glistening red oil on top of the broth. It is annatto seeds. I'm gonna heat up some oil. Once you get this deep red color, you're gonna want to just strain it. And we're gonna put a few tablespoons of this right into our broth. So this is shrimp paste, and if you don't have this, it's not really bún bò Huế. We're gonna let this come to a boil, and then we're gonna turn it off, and then we're gonna skim that flavorful broth and add it to our main broth. The broth smells amazing right now, and we have to finish it with a couple of more touches. We want to add a couple of tablespoons of this annatto oil. And this is going to give it that beautiful red color that is traditional and classic to a bún bò Huế. So this is a Vietnamese chili oil, or what I call ớt satay, and it consists of shallots, garlic, chili peppers, some fish sauce, and it's going to be almost like an umami bomb to this wonderful broth. So the last component that we want to add to our broth is that shrimp paste and water mixture that we boiled. So you just want to skim the clear broth on the top of the shrimp paste water mixture, and we're going to add that to our broth. We're going to use a rice noodle that's a little bit thicker, and you're going to want to throw it into a pot of unseasoned water. So I'm going to let this cook, and then it's going to be time to assemble my bowl. I love all of the elements in this movie. It just reminds me so much of my family and how we love to spend time. Food is our love language. We cook together, we spend a lot of time together, and it's always over a meal. Everything is done. I have my broth, I have all of my toppings, and now I'm going to show you how to assemble the bowl. The noodles are going to be the base. So I'm going to put my ham hock right in. I have those beef shank that has been nicely cooked, coagulated pork blood or pork cake. There's a steamed pork ham that I really love in this bowl. We're gonna finish it with some herbs. So here I have cilantro, green onion, and regular onion, just finely chopped. And I'm gonna pour my broth right in. You get all that aromatics, the sweetness from the pineapple, the lemongrass, and that glistening oil cabbage because it's crunchy and kind of sweet. I love a little bit of bean sprouts, like a nice squeeze of lime, some chilies, a few sprigs of mint. So here is my bún bò Huế bowl, and now let's have a taste. I always mix it up, get all of those vegetables mixed in with those noodles. And I'm gonna take a big bite. I really love the crunch of the cabbage and the freshness from the mint. It ties everything together. I really hope that you try my recipe for bún bò Huế, and be sure to watch Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon in theaters and on Disney Plus with Premiere Access March 5th. I'm gonna go watch it right now. Cheers.
In theaters or order it on Disney Plus with Premiere Access March 5th.